Hello everyone, this is Buildershed here, and today we are reviewing Arch Linux. Well, so basically, first of all, let me explain a few things. So first of all, yes, Arch Linux on this virtual machine is quite outdated. Also, I use Arch on my desktop as well. I'm actually serious still. I'll show you all a picture of my NeoFetch. But yeah, so of course this is in stretched mode. It's in a TTY. So if I just do this, and y'all see it right now, I basically squeezed it so it actually looks better. So we just go back to here and switch back to scaled. So this is how you log in on here. So here I got TBSM on here. Like, I installed some stuff. Yeah, I have Minecraft running in the background. That's why you're not getting a Minecraft Let's Play today. I'm actually trying to get some mob stuff because I'm planning on for the Minecraft Let's Play episode, just digging through a bunch of stuff. So basically, let's just exit again. Oh my, that's gonna be a sound. So this is basically what it looks like when you first sign in. Hold up. Okay, now Minecraft master volume is turned down. So this is basically what it looks like when you first log on to Arch. Arch is a completely to you installation. Though people like to make it out that the installation is hard, it's not that bad compared to Gentoo, which I always joke about it being literally the all 9 circles of hell combined into one distro installation. So I may have explained some of this to you before. So if you want to install a package, you do sudo pacman-s, and then a package. So let's just do NeoFetch. We already got NeoFetch installed, so I'm telling you, it didn't take long at all. So, yeah. So now let me just do TBSM, and now here's TBSM. Also, since this is Arch Linux, we can do this. You go to the different TTYs and stuff. So let's go back into TBSM and let's choose one out of the entire bunch. So we actually have multiple in the bunch. We got awesome, which is the window manager I primarily use, other than good old where that other one is. So let's see how it looks on here. So here's your terminal. If it'll load. This is base awesome. I'm sure y'all have seen my awesome window manager configuration before, how I got mine set up. Hold up. Let me get some dealt with real quickly. Okay, we're back in here. So I think I could use this time to explain some more things. So the nice thing about Arch is that, like, even though with any Linux distribution you could do like a lot of stuff to it. With Arch, it kind of shows to you more that you can do a lot of stuff to it, a lot more than other distros do, because it doesn't come with the desktop environment, and for the entire installation you use the terminal, so it's more with like the terminal this time. And it basically brings Linux to you a lot more. That's what I'd call the cool thing about Linux. You get the terminal up in your face, and you even get it more like experience with commands such as copy, move, etc. I get, and then you can get stuff like Pac-Man on. And I've heard a lot of cool things about the package manager too. I think we've already reviewed some of the package manager and the good old, was it the... Oh yeah, the Manjaro video. Like, this is an old school file manager I have on here. Like, so it feels a lot more open to you is what I'm trying to say. So, for example, I have with Arch, I feel like I can just put about anything on here I want, so so it kind of ends up into a consequence of it in of itself. You end up, it's not the developers bloating the system, it's you yourself bloating the absolute crap out of it because you feel so open to you. Well, that's just my issue anyways. Let's hop to the other desktop environment. So, let's just go to... So basically, I couldn't get VirtualBox Guest Editions installed if y'all were wondering though, but... So let's start going around this. Let me just get another one installed too. Another terminal, yup. King of the terminals, baby. Watch that get through its full installation. So I think the overall thing to mention here, like so far, like, has to be like how, like, the Arch repository, like the Arch main repositories aren't that big, like aren't as big as Ubuntu's main repositories, but then you got the AUR, the Arch repositories. Debian may have deep.deb files, as well as Ubuntu and its derivatives and Debian's derivatives that you can download off the internet. OpenSUSE and Red Hat, as well as their derivatives, may have RPM files and stuff you can download from the internet, install on here. But Arch Linux has the AUR, so you don't even need to hop on a web browser here. So let's just do git. Yep. So let's do git. Let's create something here first. So let's do so let's just create a directory called for MDB. And now let's do get clone of Paru. So https://archlinux.org/ paru.get. Let's get an AUR helper on here. So you got that, and then you cd into paru, so ls, and then you do make package -si. Even though the Arch devs don't recommend it, I recommend AUR helper because it just makes stuff easier. And quicker at the same time. So while we wait on that, why don't we just do some exploration? So let's hop on the web browser here. So here I believe is Gnome's web browser. So for example, we go on google.com on an extremely low resolution. Like, oh, let's see what this is. That's what it looks like. And yeah, you can go on Google. So I'm gonna go to wiki.archlinux.org. So while it continues installing, I'm going to search up VirtualBox because why not get the VM tools dealt with. So okay, so copy link address. I'm going to cut to when this is fully done. And I'm probably going to do a reboot. I'll be back when I reboot this thing get everything done, reboot this thing fully. So I'm back. So finally got some of the stuff fixed, and we're having to be on a different window manager here, obviously, because I think it was Enlightenment wasn't working properly. Finally got the guest edition sorted out, but we're back. Why is my cat always trying to eat plastic stuff? I don't freaking know why. That same, oh, back to what we were talking about. Yeah. So I think we were talking about the AR and stuff. So I think I may have mentioned, sorry, but just in case I haven't, the AUR, I'd probably say is far larger than all of Ubuntu's repositories combined. And like I mentioned already, you don't need to hop on a web browser and download a file. Though you can, I think, if you want to, but at the same time, you don't need to, if you know what I mean. Well, stuff like Flatpaks, that stuff can be expanded, but anyways, the Arch user repository. So I installed it. So I think I just installed Paru. Yep, everything's up to date. So here I installed Paru, our AUR helper. So let's get the browser on here that everyone uses. well, a lot of people use, but not people on Linux. Just more like resolving dependencies, kinds. Yeah. Okay. Go with that. So let that install. I'm gonna hop in my trusty web browser. Screw, we open up Epiphany. Yeah, I was trying to figure some things out. So, what the? What kind of weird stuff am I experiencing? Oh my! What's up with stuff breaking? Okay, teleport your server over here. Okay, so let's go on. I think there may be something I need to look up AR. I don't know. Oh yeah. Wiki.arch Linux org. So I think the next thing I'm gonna show you is going, and what I'm gonna show you now is gonna give you access, allow you to like get wine on here and stuff. So I think the thing you're definitely gonna need to enable though is you want to enable multilib, and as it says right here, you want to uncomment this section in Xfce/pacman.conf. And pacman.conf is right here. So make sure to be in root mode, so you can go sudo su. And by the way, I actually set a setting in this where you don't need to type in your password for sudo. That's something you need to do, though obviously not secure. It's not like you're going to be hacking my virtual machine, though. So here's my sudo file, and you go down here, and with Arch you can screw around with this. And that's why I enabled right here. I uncommented that one, so so let's go sudo vim etsy/pacman.com. Now let's go to where it says multilib, and you want to like uncomment those. You're gonna comment a couple more, like testing, if you really want to do more testing and stuff. So let's just do a right quit. Let's just do a sudo pacman dash syu, see if anything is fully updated. So I think now it should fetch the multilib repositories. Nothing to do. So let's just do sudo pacman dash s1. Actually, scrap that. That's going to take a while. Oh, by the way, you can only install wine through... good old... like multilib. And funnily enough, it's actually easy. You don't need to do as much stuff on here to like get wine installed compared to Debian, which is takes too many things for some reason. Let's close that. Now I got Chrome on here. Google don't need my information. Okay, let's just go somewhere like YouTube. See how stuff is going. So here's YouTube and stuff. So Now I got that installed. You could do this with a lot more, by the way, on here. I am completely brain dead for some reason. Yeah. So, you can do a lot more on here if you want to. Like I mentioned previously, you don't have to be... Like, you'd be confined by... I think, like, your... Like, Ubuntu doesn't... Barely does... Uses any TTY interface. Like, you barely go in that by what I mean. So you really don't get any experience with that and you don't feel as open. Well, when you're completely forced to use command line TTY from the start, by that I mean like in installation and everything you do is through, like you install Arch through the command line. And it's actually thinking about it, it's actually quite old school how they do it. This time you don't need a copy from a disk, you need to do Pac-Man. So let's go into a different desktop environment. Go in this one. Well, if there's anything I need to do, it's go into should have been Xfce. Blackberry's my terminal. Let's get that installed. Just really 5 megabytes. Oh, it was already installed? Are you kidding me? Okay. So, oh yeah, TSM. So Lacquery should load up. Let's just open up Xterm instead for now. Let's just open up Xfce Terminal right now. So here's our Xfce Terminal in Awesome. Since Awesome is a tiling window manager, you do this. Come on. Oh, I hate myself sometimes. So let's go to sudo xdg says replace it with Xterm because why not? Spawn a couple X terms in. So this. So I think I'm about to like close the review off. Yeah. So basically, Arch is a very minimalist distro. It doesn't come with a lot of stuff. It does not come with LibreOffice, but if you want it, I think you do something like this. You also see one of the main distros. You see people also usually rising, quote unquote rising, which is basically like making their desktops look cool. It's usually Arch Linux. So Arch Linux can be a bit too much for some people, though I wouldn't say it's too much. Like, you got the Arch Wiki as a really great resource. If you need help, I'd say check the Arch Wiki first. Because there's a lot of solutions, and if you need help, there's a lot of help on there you can get too. By reading, of course. Don't worry, I'm not your English teacher, okay? I'm just a user, okay? So I think I'm gonna change the rating system up on here first. So let's go into Vim. So let's just do this. So here's how this is gonna work. So I add the score of these four up to 20, and I slice the score in half. Now add and there's an extra that gets added on. So the highest that could be gained would be an 11 out of 10. I'm just going to use this to help me out because I'm not really that good at scoring anything, like rating anything like in a scale above out of 5. So this should definitely help me out. So stability wise, as an Arch Linux user, Arch Linux is a rolling release system. And you need to update it quite a bit. And there have been some people saying that they've had issues with Arch. Though I haven't had that many stability issues in the past. So I probably put it more out of 3 out of 5. Actually, I'd probably bump it up to a 4 out of 5. Repo Size is a full-on 5 out of 5. I'm going to bump that down to a 3. Ease of access. There would be some newbies to Linux that'd be quite confused. Like, how am I supposed to do that? How am I supposed to do that? Actually, I would actually just change this up to ease of installation. And I'm going to give this one a 3. With speed, it's a full-on 5 out of 5. The reason why I put ease of installation, though, at a 3 is because, like, some people are going to find it a little confusing, but it's more relatively easy, but it's also command line. The thing is, we live in the 21st century. We're in 2021, not 1981. Computers now, if you're installing an operating system, you're installing it via graphical interface. Not through typing commands. Back in the 80s, I wasn't even alive in the 80s, by the way. I was born in '05. But back in the 80s, from what I've heard and from what I've seen, my '09 is using Windows 1.0 and 3.0 virtual machines on here, which I got set up. You had to use two commands. You had to use a copy command and a couple other things to get DOS and stuff installed. So the installation can be a little bit more old school and can be a bit more daunting to modern users. Though I don't think your older user would have much of a crap because they had to go through similar installations when they were like 20 years old. If they were like if they were 20 in 1980 or 1990. But I've gotten the hang of it. Anyone could get the hang of it, but it's but more of a complex one. But it's not Gen 2. Be freaking thankful. I'm sure there's probably installations that are a bit more difficult than this. I don't think you could easily screw up with a tutorial. I'd say definitely try a tutorial. Because ArchWiki tutorial can be a little daunting to some people. Extra, because the AUR, I'm definitely putting an extra for the AUR. So let me punch this into a calculator. Well, I don't need to punch it. It's called mental math. So you got 10 out of 20. 16 out of 20 getting broken down to 8 out of 10. Plus this, and we get a 9 out of 10. So these are the scores. So I'm going to leave the score here. And I'm going to right quit. That clear and in neofetch and cat so this is Buildershed here and I am out. See ya. If you'll like this type of content, make sure to drop a like. If you want to see more of this content, make sure to subscribe. If you don't like this content, or specifically this video, drop a dislike. And it'd be heavily appreciated if you were to also drop a comment explaining why you disliked the video and some issues, also known as constructive feedback. I'll see y'all next time. See ya.